The fate of Nazi wealth after World War II is a subject that has fascinated historians, treasure hunters, and conspiracy theorists alike. When Nazi Germany collapsed in 1945, it wasn't just a government and an army that fell, but also a vast network of stolen wealth, looted art, hidden gold, and mysterious bank accounts scattered across Europe and beyond. The Third Reich had plundered billions in assets from occupied nations, seized valuables from Jewish families and other victims, and transferred much of it into secret stashes meant to fund a future comeback or simply enrich top officials. After the war ended, Allied investigators tried to trace this fortune, but the trail quickly grew tangled, and countless stories of hidden caches and lost fortunes took on a life of their own. During the war, the Nazis systematically looted art, jewelry, gold, and currency from across Europe. The plunder was enormous in scale, covering everything from priceless Renaissance paintings to crates of gold teeth taken from concentration camp victims. A great deal of this treasure was moved into underground bunkers, salt mines, and mountain strongholds in the final months of the war as Allied armies closed in. Hitler himself had ordered massive construction projects in the Alps and in Germany's interior to house both military weapons and plundered riches. Many of these were found after 1945, like the Altötting salt mine in Austria, which held thousands of paintings, sculptures, and rare manuscripts. But despite these discoveries, rumors persisted that large amounts of Nazi treasure had vanished before the Allies could seize it. One of the most enduring legends concerns Nazi gold trains. In the chaos of 1945, as Soviet and American forces advanced from opposite sides, German trains loaded with treasure supposedly disappeared into tunnels, abandoned mines, or even deliberately buried tracks. The most famous story centers on a train in southwestern Poland, near Wałbrzych, where local rumors claimed a heavily guarded armored train full of gold, jewels, and documents was sealed inside a hidden tunnel. For decades, treasure hunters speculated, and in 2015, two explorers claimed to have found evidence of it using ground-penetrating radar. The Polish government even got involved, fueling media frenzy. Yet despite excavations, no train was found, and skeptics dismissed it as a myth. Still, the legend of the Nazi gold train continues to capture the imagination, standing as a symbol of the uncertainty surrounding Nazi wealth. The looting extended far beyond Europe's borders. Switzerland became infamous as a safe haven for Nazi gold. Throughout the war, Germany traded looted gold with Swiss banks in exchange for hard currency, which was crucial to maintaining the Nazi war machine despite blockades. Much of this gold was melted down and recast, erasing its origins. But decades later, investigations revealed that it often included gold confiscated from Holocaust victims. In the 1990s, public pressure forced Swiss banks to open their archives, leading to multi-billion-dollar settlements with Holocaust survivors and their families. Yet some researchers argue that not all of the Nazi-linked accounts have ever been identified, leaving open the possibility that hidden fortunes remain locked in forgotten accounts. South America also became deeply intertwined with Nazi wealth after the war. As many high-ranking Nazis fled to Argentina, Brazil, and Chile through secret escape networks known as rat lines, they often carried stolen valuables or relied on pre-existing financial connections. Argentina, under Juan Perón, sympathetic to the Axis cause, provided refuge to hundreds of Nazi officials and reportedly accepted shipments of Nazi loot in exchange for safe haven. Rumors abound of U-boats carrying gold bars, jewels, and even priceless relics across the Atlantic, sunk intentionally off the Argentine coast or buried in remote Patagonian mountains. While little hard evidence has surfaced, occasional discoveries of Nazi memorabilia, caches of weapons, or hidden estates linked to former SS officers continue to spark speculation. Among the most intriguing mysteries is the story of Lake Toplitz in Austria. This deep, isolated mountain lake became the hiding place for Nazi operations in the final months of the war. When divers explored it in the 1950s, they found crates filled with counterfeit British pounds, part of Operation Bernhard, a scheme to destabilize the British economy through mass forgeries. These finds fueled speculation that other, more valuable treasures were dumped there as well. Over the years, divers have recovered various items, but dangerous conditions and wartime explosives littering the lakebed have prevented full exploration. Treasure hunters still believe that vast quantities of Nazi gold may lie in its depths, though none has been conclusively found. Another major piece of the Nazi fortune puzzle involves art. The Nazis looted an estimated 650,000 artworks, many from Jewish families. While Allied monuments men worked tirelessly after the war to recover and return them, tens of thousands remain missing. Some are believed destroyed, but others are suspected to be in private collections, hidden vaults, or misattributed in museums. Occasionally, sensational discoveries make headlines, such as the 2012 case of Cornelius Gurlitt, who was found to possess over 1,400 artworks, many suspected to be Nazi loot. This case highlighted how much stolen art still circulates in shadows, decades after the war's end. Even within Germany, legends of hidden Nazi wealth endure. Forests, abandoned castles, and mountain bunkers are still combed by amateur explorers with metal detectors. Stories circulate of SS officers fleeing with briefcases of jewels, of convoys of trucks disappearing into the Bavarian Alps, of coded maps pointing to buried treasure. Some of these tales are undoubtedly exaggerated or fabricated, but the fact that the Nazis really did hide treasures in mines and lakes keeps the myths alive. For many treasure hunters, the possibility of uncovering a forgotten cache is too tantalizing to resist. Part of the mystery stems from the chaotic final weeks of the war. Records were destroyed, officials fled, and millions of people were displaced. Amid such confusion, valuables could vanish without a trace. For example, the Hungarian gold train carried jewelry, gold, and household treasures seized from Hungarian Jews. Captured by U.S. troops, it became embroiled in controversy when accusations arose that Allied soldiers themselves looted items from it. The story illustrates how easily the lines between official recovery, theft, and disappearance blurred in the aftermath of war. At the same time, shadowy organizations allegedly tried to preserve Nazi wealth for future influence. Some researchers argue that parts of the Nazi elite prepared for defeat by transferring assets abroad through industrial and banking channels. The so-called Odessa network has become infamous in popular imagination, depicted as an underground group that used stolen wealth to fund escape routes, resettle fugitives, and keep Nazi ideology alive. While historians debate the scale of such networks, there is little doubt that many Nazi officials benefited from hidden financial reserves as they built new lives in exile. Not all of the treasure stories are credible, but they persist because the Nazis left behind genuine mysteries. Every so often, new discoveries remind the world of the scale of their plunder. Gold bars stamped with swastikas have surfaced in obscure caches. Family heirlooms with Holocaust victims' names etched inside have been recovered from private collections. And unclaimed Swiss accounts, even if smaller than imagined, still point to wealth that was never fully accounted for. The question of Nazi wealth is more than just an adventurous tale of lost treasure. It carries heavy moral weight. Behind every gold bar or painting is a story of suffering, of families torn apart, of lives destroyed. The pursuit of these fortunes isn't just about finding treasure, it's about restitution, about righting some of the wrongs of the past. The ongoing efforts by governments, museums, and private organizations to return looted art and property show how the shadows of Nazi plunder still reach into the present. Even today, documentaries, books, and expeditions chase the ghosts of Nazi gold. The allure is understandable. Vast fortunes supposedly hidden in lakes, mines, and tunnels evoke the spirit of adventure, mystery, and conspiracy. Whether it's divers braving the depths of Austrian lakes, treasure hunters digging in Polish forests, or archivists poring over dusty Swiss bank records, the search continues. Each new lead rekindles the question of how much was lost and whether some of it will ever resurface. In the end, the fate of Nazi wealth remains a blend of fact and legend. Some of it was recovered and documented. Some of it surely disappeared into private hands. Some may still lie hidden, waiting for discovery. But much of the fascination lies not in whether the gold is found, but in the symbolism, the lingering shadow of a regime that tried to control the world not just through violence, but through theft on a colossal scale. The scattered rumors of hidden Nazi fortunes keep alive the memory of both their crimes and their collapse. And as long as history leaves gaps, Those gaps will be filled with stories of lost treasure, secret maps, and treasure hunts that echo into the present.